Hello everyone, Calvin here. I'm going to do a quick update on the SPY. Today is Wednesday, September 25th, 2013. Let's get right to the SPY. I'm just going to go right to the level, guys, that I'm looking at for tomorrow. It looks like the 168.34 level. It's a death cross. I'm sorry, a bullish golden cross. If you drop right into that tomorrow, I'm buying that for a nice quick scalp day trade for a nice bounce. It's also the 50% retracement, so that's going to be also gap window. So that's 3 or 4 factors right there. Right there is a very beautiful spot. I'm going to play that for a day trade and make some beautiful profits. So guys, play that tomorrow. That's definitely going to be a sweet, sweet spot on the charts tomorrow intraday. Okay. Now, given that you don't gap below it, so as long as you trade intraday into that level tomorrow, a nice clean drop from here. Let's say this trend line breaks, and that's my spot right there for a nice quick, nice scalp trade there for probably 30-40 cents, okay, on the long side. Okay, probably play it with some E-mini futures and line up with that chart as well. Let's look at the Qs really quick, guys. Just wanted to call that out on a quick intraday basis. That's the day trade I'm going to play tomorrow. The Q is just pretty much still holding this, the 10-day moving average here. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Still a nice little inside bar actually pattern here. So let's see if it can still hold inside this big green bar. That's always the bullish case to see it hold inside that bar, and you have uptrend. So that should be support right here. And that's also the previous breakout level here, previous resistance, now support. Draw that in very quickly, you guys. Simple stuff, guys. Simple charting 101 right there. So Q is holding up beautifully. Let's look at the IWM. I'm going to make this quick, guys. Oh, nice. Actually, a pretty nice bullish consolidation here. So let's see how the Qs react here. It's a pretty decent pattern above the moving averages, consolidating sideways. Let's look at Apple. Quick little review. Looks like we tested this trend line once again, and it is being resistance here, and we are right at the 20 moving average. Okay, guys, we never confirmed above the 20, so this is not support that I would be buying for sure. Even though if you draw this trend line here, that's very minor. Ultimately, it's just in this bigger choppy range. Okay, guys, after this big up move here, and it's just chopping here. So this is probably the 2 trend lines you want to look at right here, connecting the pivot highs, and this one here connecting these lows here, okay, with these moving averages. Okay, so that's going to be your range on Apple at the moment, and like I said, it looks like it wants to consolidate in this range. That's what I called out pretty much in my previous videos. That looks like it's coming to fruition on Apple. Let's look at Facebook. Facebook's actually, I sold some naked actually calls based off the extended move and the $50 even number. You guys know psychological barriers, numbers. $50 is going to be a very important level. Actually, it's up 100% plus since the lows. So you got to think that that's going to be also a psychological move also into like $50. That's going to be very, very. Pretty much that's the main factor. And I played it short there intraday, and I made a nice profit there. And once I saw it start to make a topping tail, I sold some $55 naked puts on the weekly, so that's going to expire in 2 days. That's pretty much free money right there. It is not going to hit $55 in the next 2 days. I just pretty much laugh at trades like that are so easy. But if you are playing a short, any close back above or any close above this inverted hammer, whatever you want to call it, topping tail, doji, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same thing. Any close above that high, you would get out. But for me, in 2 days, it's going to expire below $50, so that's some free money right there. It's actually already expired, so that's already profits in the pockets. Beautiful right there on Facebook. Watch out for Facebook there. Let's look at, actually, JPM is actually a very intriguing chart as well. It could be a head and shoulder pattern here forming. It hasn't broke the neckline, but if you draw this pivot here and draw straight across, you do get what potentially could be a head and shoulders. If this triggers, this could be a massive downside for JPM. It looks like it takes you all the way down to pretty much below these pivots. Okay, so watch out for this. If it breaks, it's also the 200 moving average. So if that breaks, that's 2 clear breakdowns. Okay, guys, a 200 day moving average breakdown, and also this neckline. So that's going to be really good confirmation. And even actually, it's right at $50 too. Wow. So that's 3 solid actually factors for support. So if that breaks, that will be a clear break, So you got to watch for a close below on a daily print. Okay, guys, daily print intraday doesn't mean much. It's got to close on a daily basis below that, and I think you can go short. And any close back above, you get out. So that's a very tight stop, guys. If you guys know how to trade risk reward analysis and having tight stops, that's a very good risk reward. As long as you close below this neckline, below the 200-day moving average and a $50 level, any close back above 50 bucks and above the 200 neckline, that's a clear stop out. So that's a pretty good decent setup right there in JPM. Anything else? Let's look at Amazon. I'm gonna make this actually pretty quick. Amazon.com chart loading up, making a nice high base actually. You know, it's holding up really well, making a high base. Breaking out after of this previous 52-week high. So let's see if it could have a few more candles here, and it is resistance here, so it's holding up, but that doesn't mean it's gonna pretty much break out, because I don't really like it because of this major trend lines above. So we'll see what happens here. We started to make a base here, and then ultimately kind of actually did make a nice inside bar pattern here. So I think it has to bake a little bit more here and see if it can bust through these trend lines, but I think it needs a lot more consolidation, because when you have a major resistance level, it needs to bake and consolidate before it can make the next move. So I think it needs to consolidate before it even dares to try to break this. That actually is going higher than I expected already. I thought it would actually pull back already, but it actually is proving itself that it's holding this base for now. But nothing to do there on Amazon, just to see how it all plays out. Anything else? Let's see what else I'm looking at. GSS, I've been just going over it, the past few videos, so I'll continue to go over it. It looks like it wants to test this double bottom here, so not much going there. Be careful if you are still following this stock. That's at 40 cents. I'll be very cautious on this stock right now. Anything else? Look at Google. Some of these leading stocks for a takeoff. Really quick update. If I don't see much, I'll just go over a few charts really quickly. So just to know that I'm still here doing some videos. It did actually break this two moving averages here, as I was mentioning. See if it can hold these two moving averages. It did break that. So let's see if it's it looks like it could be headed back towards the 846 level. So I'm not really seeing, this is minor support here. I'm not lining it up with any other pivots or Fibonacci's like that. So I think this could be headed back towards here, so nothing really to do. It could be a breakdown here. See whenever you see a wide range bar and a trend line, that's a clear breakdown. That's a break. So you have to be very cautious on Google at the moment. I would be shorting it now. You have to wait for a pattern. Now you wouldn't be chasing it, but I'll rate that as a neutral. Nothing really to do there, but it could be headed towards this pivot, and if it does hit towards that pivot, and with this 200-day moving average rising. See, that's how you look for spots. You don't just randomly just enter trades. You have to really be patient and look for good setups. So this is really important support, right? And a pivot, 850 even number. And if this 200 kind of rises with it, and you get a nice little down move right into that support with the 200 and this pivot and trend line, then that's your spot. Definitely you can play that as a swing trade, probably for a day or two, or a day trade. 850 is your level on Google. Okay, very clear support right there. I think that's already 8 minutes, so I'm gonna call it. I just want to do a quick update. I will update you guys in the next few days if I see anything, but just watch out for that level on the SPY, guys. Go over that once again. I always close on that, I guess. On the SPY, that's my level. That's your day trade at that dual moving averages right here, guys. Gap window, 50% retracement. Now, just as a day trade, okay, guys, that's a nice day trade right there, and it has to drop right into it. That's your spot. Next spot on the daily chart, really, it's going to be this trend line. Really, you're not looking at much after that. You do have gap fill. That's the worst case scenario. It could pierce through it, fill the gap, and then close back above. I mentioned that before, but you can nibble here, and then here's your another shot right here on gap fill. Okay, those are your two entry spots for tomorrow. I will definitely be playing those and be profiting beautifully on those levels. Okay, given that you don't gap below them. Okay, as long as you just drop into them intraday, gap fill is right here, guys, at 167.65 roughly, and your two moving averages is 168.14. Let's see where that 200 moving average on the hour chart is. Is it also a gap fill? Let me pull the chart back. I believe it is. Yeah, it's pretty much in that general vicinity. So yeah, that's gonna be two solid okay areas, okay, on the chart. Pretty much this is your first level here. This is on the daily chart where those dual moving averages are. Those golden cross right around the 168.45 ish area, in that general vicinity. I'm sorry I'm not giving exact numbers, guys. You guys can look them up on your charts. And then the next level is Gapville with the 200 moving average on the 60-minute chart. Okay, guys, those are your major levels for tomorrow. I'll be scalping those and profiting beautifully. Okay, guys, I will talk to you guys later. I hope you guys have a great evening. I'll talk to you guys next time.